Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Lucina Lounge podcast. Uh, Joining me today is the one and only Bakaretz.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. I don't know if you pronounce the Sioux or if it's just Bakaretz.
It's Bakaretsu, but honestly, I've had people call me so many different things from Baka to Retsu. It like as long as I know you're talking to me, I'll accept whatever at this point.
I just, I've studied Japanese for a good number of years, and I've been trained to keep that part silent. But you know what? It's your username. I will adhere to the canon pronunciation.
That's funny actually because the origin of this name is like a modification of like Bakuretsu, which is Japanese for explosion. Do they not pronounce the end of that word either?
I think with the word bakahatsu, I think it is you do pronounce the U, but like for a lot
Hmm.
of like U ending words, like you kind of just say the s at the end.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, I learned something new today. That's good to know.
In fact, a quick little tangent to start everything off of. Here's a Japanese tongue twister. It's an
Okay.
actual real one. I learned it. It's basu gasu bakuhatsu,
What does that mean?
bus gas explosion.
Bust. Interesting. I'll give that a try later.
uh, but let's see here. Let me bring up
Mm.
my handy little dandy list of questions that I sent to you, because I don't know if I included the use specific modified ones or modified ones. But of course, starting off with our first and most iconic question: how are you tonight?
I'm very good. I'm very good. Thank you for asking. Spent the day working on some commissions and moving towards finishing them up, so I felt very, very productive. And how are you?
I am doing okay. I just got finished recording for my friend's channel, which we do silly commentaries, not so much let's plays as, as it is more of the silly commentary with those games. But
Cool.
it's been great. Over on a Fiery Mew on YouTube. Wink. But uh, let's see here. And for our second question, about your art, how did you get into art? Is it your hobby or is it like your day job?
That's a good question, and I'm glad that you kind of phrased it this way because a lot of people tend to ask, like, "Oh, when did you start drawing?" And for every artist, it's always going to be like, "I started drawing at the age of like 1 when I picked up a pencil for the first time." But for when you like actually got into art, like when you really, really got into it, it had to be 2017 was when I seriously started drawing, and like making an effort to actually put something out very often and it was because of Awakening. Like I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to do an Awakening comic and all that. Um, oh, actually, wait, no, 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 no. Awakening came. I think it came first, but then I put it on hiatus and I started doing some like Toho drawings. I think you might be a little familiar with Toho as well because I see you have like a Walfa profile picture. But Toho used to be a very, very big source of inspiration for me. I loved the characters, and that's I kind of just went off from there.
Oh my gosh.
As for, yeah, if it's my day job or my hobby, it's just my hobby. It's not my day job. I do have like an Etsy store where I go make a little bit of side income from it, but it's not my primary source of income by any means.
Yeah, yeah, I see. That's great because I have a friend who's looking to kind of get into that as well. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm always so happy when somebody recognizes my profile picture from being from Walfus, specifically the create.swift character
Yes.
editor. Gosh. Yeah, a friend of mine whisked me away to the wonderful land of Gensokyo when we were in middle school, and I was very hyper fixated for a long time.
I remember my first Toho game. It was EOSD, aka Toho 6, and I believe it was I had a funny bug. I think it happens a lot with everyone who tries to play that game, uh, because the computer I ran it on was too good.
Two
The
times speed.
frame rate was yeah, not even 2 times, like 100 times speed. Like the maps just went so fast, it was absolutely unplayable. And I think it's because like the frame rate was uncapped or something. But yeah, that's like my first experience with Toho. 100 times speed EOSD.
Yeah, gosh. That's what I ran into too when I tried to play that, but then thankfully I looked online and there was a patch that was very easy
Oh,
to
dude,
just toss in.
I just went on to the next game. I was like, okay, well, this game's not working. Let's try what was the next game? Toe 7, Perfect Cherry Blossom,
Yes. Yes, yes.
PCB. Yeah, 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 that one. I played that one a few times. I never got past uh the Prism River Sisters. They're pretty hard.
Yeah.
Target was hard as hell, but yeah, you know.
Hey, you know what? Here's a little fun fact. Sakuya Izuyoi was my formal introduction to the concept of waifus. So,
Oh, that's very good. That's a
the,
good. That's a good starter waifu.
yeah, Sakuya has a very special place in my heart. So much so that sitting on my lap right now is my Sakuya Fumo. So,
Whoa, this guy collects Fumos. He's really cultured. I don't have any, unfortunately.
oof.
They're like,
Yeah.
don't you need to get this imported from Japan?
Um. Yes, but they're easily obtainable on the Ami Ami website. You just have to like
Oh,
make sure you're paying attention to the Fumo Discord so that when they pop
oh,
up
the
for
Fumo disc.
yeah.
Oh, you guys are in on this stuff. I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, like you just gotta wait for the bot to pop up a listing and then haul your ass over to Ami Ami to pre-order it.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Then
I never. I'm too small brain for that stuff.
yeah, and then if you win the epic victory royale in being able to access the web page in the first place, then you put your money down to pre-order it. Wait a few months, and then hopefully your
Months.
Fumo will drop without delay. But
Yeah, I'm spoiled. It's like, oh, if it's Amazon, if it's not Amazon next day delivery, it's like, oh, I guess I don't want it anymore.
yeah, Amazon's how I got my Lucina plush. But
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And so next one is do you have an artist role model or inspiration? If so, who? And this can be multiple people.
Yeah, so I really like Bill Watterson. I don't know if you're familiar with Calvin and Hobbes, the comic strip,
I
but
grew up on that.
um oh dude, I did too. I loved it. That's the thing, right? Is because I'm not that old, but by the time I started reading it, it had already ended. And I was reading it through like the compilations they put out. But it was still really, really funny to me. And I was like, oh, I want to do some comics someday. So that was a big inspiration, as well as Gigi DG slash Hyam Daisy for the Persona and Metal Gear comics
Yes.
she did. Yeah, I was like, I feel like whenever someone asks me that question, I'm obligated to bring her up because that style of humor is very, very like something I base my own stuff off of as well.
Oh my gosh, yes. In fact,
Yes.
my friend Fiery Mew and I, we just got done recording the rest of our Metal Gear Solid run, and because this was her first time playing the game, so after she
Okay.
finished it, I sent her a bunch of videos like, oh, now you get to get in on all the community jokes, and I always uh show my friends who watch or play that game and finish it the "Let's Destroy Metal Gear" dub
Mm-hmm.
video on YouTube. And gosh, it's just such timeless stuff.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. It's I saw the thumbnail for it on YouTube and something about the art style was just so appealing to me. And I thought to myself like, yeah, I should listen to this even though it's like I don't even know how long it was. It was like an hour long or something like that and it was just great. It's superb.
Hmm.
um and let's see other inspirations. I want to say that like aside from I have a lot of inspirations for uh not specifically like art style but like art attitude. I don't know if that makes any sense but like the way you should approach art, the attitude you should have, and
Hmm.
I want to say like everyone I've met both in this Discord and on Twitter has had such an amazing attitude towards art and like I could really see their heart and soul in all of it and I could tell that they really really love doing this stuff. It's very inspiring to me as well. So I'm gonna list off like a ton of names right now. But
Hmm.
so first off, obviously Nige is great. Burnt, I've talked to him a few times. He's very like kind, and he showed me a lot of stuff as well. Sidekick on Twitter, we speak pretty often, and he's always a joy to talk to. A bunch of people on Twitter like Kenpai, Cleric Knight, Centro Doodle, Willinator, Perlucy, Angry Forks, Delvey as well. There's just so many people to there's too many people to name. But yeah, no, everyone's superb, and they always uh, I always want to do better because they're always pushing themselves and being happy as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's pretty interesting because I guess now, when I think about it, you're kind of more talking about the expression side of art rather than the technique side of it.
Yes, yes, yes. That's another like that's yeah, because like when you're the guy who does Fire Emblem comics, your
Hmm.
stuff you go through a different path of creation through your stuff than like other stuff where it's like, oh, other people might spend like, I don't know, 3 hours on one piece. But when you're making like comics and stuff, you got to spend like, I don't know, like 3 hours for like a page, and that page has like 5 panels. So you need to divide your time among that. So you can't spend as much time drawing individual characters like other people do. So that's another way of like kind of looking up to other people is through their expression.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Like, that's what I love. Like, I love when artists really kind of love their work because, I feel from my observation, having seen a bunch of people and their art come and go on Twitter, is that, I've talked about on the show before, but it's really that balance of like keeping yourself happy and also considering your audience at the same time. And it's definitely a big challenge of give and take. But
Yeah, for sure.
when you really can tell that an artist like loves what they're doing, like that's where you see like rapid improvement. That's where you see like a lot of beautiful pieces. And I want to say that seeing your art, because I want to say I have been um, keeping an eye on your content since you were still like in the middle of making the Awakening comics.
Oh yeah.
And man, like I can just tell you have so much fun.
Dude, it's so much fun. It is incredibly fun. Like I see everyone else having fun and I'm like I want to have some fun too. So it's super inspiring being around like the Fire Emblem art community in general. It's great.
Yeah, like that, like to divert towards memory lane here. I remember,
Hmm.
I think my first interaction with you was just laughing about the comic where the party goes to the volcano during the arc.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I remember laughing so much at that one. It was so fun.
Yeah, and they fight like what, Yenfei on top of the volcano or
Yeah. It's like
yes.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a long time ago. Wow, you are like, oh, you deserve like a senior discount for that. I like I didn't even start coloring them at that point. It was crazy.
It's so interesting, like thinking about it timeline wise, how long like we've been around. Like, not, it's like it hasn't been like 20 years or
Oh no,
it's
yeah,
not
but
like that
like
long, but like in internet time, like 5 years is a long time.
yeah, for sure. And we're still around and we're still making the same, the same kind of content for the same series. It's great. There's just that much to work with at Fire Emblem.
And yeah, like it is 5 years. It's the fifth anniversary of the Lucina fan club, and I think about all the people I've met and I've interacted with along the way. It's been a journey. I'm
Oh,
sure you
that's
feel the same
crazy.
way too.
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of that. I'm sorry everybody I talked to and everybody who listens to this series in this year, but I'm always gonna like say, oh yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years because I got banned from a server, but
Oh no.
yeah, it was
Well, I'm glad you kept
unjust.
it going for that year.
Yeah.
I'm glad you kept it going for this long. Like it's a real achievement and getting this many people into it.
Thank you, thank you. It's just nice, knowing
Hmm.
it's like Sonic Twitter when they're like, "Am I the only person who likes X game?" For me, it was that, but Lucina. Am I the only one who likes Lucina? But yeah, for the next one, time to for our Fire Emblem segment, and that is how did you get into Fire Emblem?
Okay, that's a funny question because I started Fire Emblem when I was a kid, on the DS when Shadow Dragon came out,
Oh.
back in like what was it, like 2008. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough for a baby Fire Emblem fan to start with Shadow Dragon, and I had not played Fire Emblem before. My friend was really into it. He was like, "Oh, this guy has a cool sword." I was like, "Okay, play." I was like, "Okay, cool." And I finished the game. I was like, that was okay, I guess." Like I didn't really like vibe with it completely. And so I didn't play Fire Emblem until like 5 years later in like high school when Awakening came out, and I was like, I want to play Awakening now, but I didn't have a DS or 3DS, so uh, I'm gonna confess to a great crime that I did. I downloaded a Fire Emblem 7 ROM and I emulated the game on my phone. It's shocker, I know. Um, Yeah, Fire Emblem fan emulating old game. Can't believe it. But that was uh, when I first played Fire Emblem 7, I was like, I get it now. I understand why the series is fun. Shadow Dragon didn't do it for me, but Fire Emblem 7 was like, I get it. I understand. And then after that, I got a DS for like, I think my birthday or Christmas or whatever. And then I played Awakening, and then I was like, okay, now I'm like, I'm trapped. I can never leave Fire Emblem now. I love it too much.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
That's very interesting. I think you're the only person we've ever had on the show to actually say like I started with Shadow Dragon. Usually it's like, oh, I started with like the Game Boy games, even if it was like an actual GBA or if it was like through the 3DS Ambassador program, like how I got introduced.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, like I would say if you were to survey everyone and be like, "Oh, what was your first Fire Emblem game? How did you get into the series?" I think Shadow Dragon would be like bottom three or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
but like even then, I still have a soft spot for it because I think the gameplay is really really good. I like the gameplay better than Fire Emblem 7, but Fire Emblem 7 just excels in like so many other categories that it doesn't even matter.
You see, like I actually like I'm probably also one of the very few people to have actually like bought Shadow Dragon, like paid
Oh
money
my
for Shadow
god.
Dragon when it released on the Wii U. And what's it? I went in with the mindset of like, the historical significance of the game as well
It
as
is
like,
none.
oh, this is Marth's story. I can finally experience the story of Marth, that guy I saw in Super Smash Bros. Brawl all those years ago. And I
I
I quickly learned that
would it
oh yeah.
Yes. Yes, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear about it.
Oh, and I like like sure, like everybody has misgivings about the art style, particularly with the gameplay, but I honestly kind of like the art style, especially because I had also seen the Fire Emblem OVA, and so that kind of
Okay.
got me into that like like the early signs of a Marth fanboy, but and then also as I went on to the game, I kind of saw the design aspects of it being like, oh wow, there sure are a lot of cavalry units here. And then finally I learned that the game you should play Shadow Dragon like you're playing Sonic 06. Not to say that's necessarily as bad as Sonic 06, but it's fun when you're actively trying to break it. Because
This
then
is true.
it then it goes from Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon to Fire Emblem Warp Skip Simulator or Fire Emblem
Yes.
Wing Spear Simulator.
Or Fire Emblem make Wolf into a general and get like I don't even know what it was, like an insane defense growth.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's very fun to mess around with. I think for all its like sore points, Shadow Dragon probably has the most balanced reclassing mechanic in that you can't just make everyone a Draco Knight. They put like a straight cap on how many Draco Knights you can have in your army. But yeah, let me think. I think. Wait. So wait. I completely forgot. You mentioned it. They released Shadow Dragon on the Wii U.
Yes, they put they had DS Virtual Console on the Wii U, and so as part of that, they actually dropped Shadow Dragon.
Out of all the games, Shadow Dragon, I I don't know, man. That's kind of like a miss for me.
We could have
I
had
had
an
the
Earthbound Beginnings moment and been like, for the first time in North America and Europe, introducing Fire Emblem New Mystery of the Emblem.
I don't think they would have done that either because like I don't know if this is blasphemous to say so, but
Mm.
I have an inkling that Fire Emblem 11 and 12 may have almost killed the series.
No, that's actually the general consensus.
Okay, good. I was like, I love the game, but it did almost kill the series.
Like, it's not that the games were actually just so bad that they killed the series. It's just that it was kind of the nail in the coffin when like they barely marketed 11 and you know just like left it to die, and then when it was like, oh well, it didn't perform well, then they made 12 Japan exclusive, and then it didn't do well, and it's like,
Oh my
well,
god.
if Awakening doesn't sell well, then the series dies.
And I bet it didn't help having the Tellius games also sold like very poorly, right? Like
Yeah.
despite them being very highly rated for some reason, I don't know why, but
Yeah, I think somebody in the chat or in the comments of the VOD tell me wrong, but like I think Radiant Dawn actually did worse than Path of Radiance review wise.
that's funny.
Cause like,
I,
I hear from my buddy who grew up with the games, Mamo DXX. Yeah, like he tells me like stories about like how the night, like if you have a battle between two night units, you're in for a movie.
uh, I see the animations. Yeah, no, I understand that. I haven't played the games, but I've like there's some of the fan base's favorite games.
Mm-hmm.
But then like also they're some of the worst selling. So like I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was a console. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, next question being the big one, how did you come to like Lucina?
See, I saw that question and my first instinct was like, it's like asking someone like, how do you breathe? Like, I don't know how you play Awakening and you not come out like liking Lucina. I don't know. Like, she has such a prominent role in the story, and uh, I mean, yeah, she's great. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, Awakening really does a lot for a character. And I think um, she's a very unique character as well in that she's not strictly like a lord, but she's also she's just good. She's good. What else can I say?
Yeah, yeah, like somebody in the chat or in the comments again, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think Lucina is one of, if not the only lord in the entire series who doesn't instantly game over you when you die, when she dies.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then it's very interesting because like, of course everybody's different, everybody has their preferences, but like, people come away from Awakening thinking like, oh, Lucina wasn't the highlight, Tharja is the highlight. uh what's it like, you've been on a bit of a tiki kick. I've been seeing.
Yeah, I mean there's so much to like about Awakening. I don't like it's crazy because I can't say I dislike any character in Awakening. They're all like good in their own ways, and I like flip-flop between different characters on different days.
Mhm.
There's really something for everyone, and that's like one of the best points of Fire Emblem.
Yeah, yeah, I know some people, like, people are rubbed the wrong way with a Versa, or um, people could really care less for Walahar or Priam,
Mhm.
which is so weird to get used to, like in Fae. Like, I've always said it Priam, all up until
It's not.
Fae.
It's Priam
Yeah,
for real.
it's Priam,
Oh my
according to
god,
Fae. But I
I
guess,
don't like that very much.
over time people have been a little bit hesitant to give Faye to call it the gospel on pronunciations.
Mhm.
But yeah, but like and some people, I've heard a lot of like stuff throughout the years that you know, Lucina is a great character, but I feel the game kind of pushes her aside once you get into that middle arc with Valm,
Mm,
in which like even having replayed the game a couple times, that's the part where like in that arc, Lucina only really shows up to say no, don't do that,
I
Basilio, you'll die.
the yeah, I feel like in general, like Valm pushes the entire main plot aside for its own kind of thing. So I don't think that's like a super big like misgiving about like Lucina. Like she's still good in the rest of the game. It's just that Valm is just such a departure from everything else.
Yeah.
That like it just feels weird in general. I think it's a problem with Valm, not Lucina.
Yeah, that's very true. See, people, we're starting to talk reason here. but but like I think I would have forgiven the Valm arc if there was maybe a little more connections to Gaiden. That way people could PogChamp even more in Shadows of Valentia. It's like, yo, it's that thing from that game.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, like that's great because again, there's so much to love about Lucina's character. It's just such a shame that people people have a hard time reading the support conversations. But honestly, like I do agree though. It's like maybe the game should put in a little more effort to show you how great Lucina is. But you know, others like us are just enlightened to it.
Awakening remake. Let's make it happen.
I've
Can't
been
wait for that
saying
one.
we need Fire Emblem Awakening Definitive Edition. Just give us some updated graphics. Like I'm not asking for a ground up remake. I'm just basically asking for the Xenoblade DE treatment. Let the characters have feet. um, uh, give us all the DLC. Um, Maybe if you want to put in a fun extra campaign mode, kind of telling us what happens to Lucina after the end of the game.
For sure, for sure.
But that'd be awesome. Um, Next question: what is your favorite Lucina design?
See, that's the thing is I don't play Fae, so I know approximately like three designs, like default, and then whatever she wears in the hot springs, and then Marth, I guess, counts as a different design.
Her Marth
Uh,
disguise, yeah.
Yeah, you should throw in Baby Lucina as well. Why not, right? Like that's a different design. I don't know a lot of her designs. I like I've seen them, but I haven't seen them enough to like register in my brain folds. So I think I just have to go with classic default
Okay.
Lucina.
Yeah, you know what? Let me very quickly dump into my totally non-existent Lucina archive of photographs and art.
Sure.
Uh, because there's a lot of things like some that you might have seen already, but you might not recall. But
Hmm.
Lucina in the Bride class, um, was she was the pre-order bonus for Fire Emblem Warriors season pass.
Oh, okay.
Or not the pre-order
Interesting.
bonus. Like basically, if you just bought the season pass instead of the DLC all separately, you would have gotten a Lucina as a bride and as a bonus for buying the season pass. So
That's crazy. I never played Warriors either, so I didn't know.
dang. Lucina art. There's Spring Lucina. These aren't not all of these will be official renders. Some of these will be fan art, especially from our patron Lord and Savior A Menno O, that
Okay.
artist.
Okay. Okay.
Are able to see the stage chat, or should I put it in like another channel?
I got the stage chat. Oh, well, Easter. Oh, I remember this one. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's in Fae. It's very good.
Um,
Um, there was Great Lord that came out recently, right?
Not Great Lord, more like Great Knight. Great Knight
Great
was,
Night.
yeah, that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
controversial for taking away Lucina's pants.
Damn it.
There's an official like modern day casual design for Lucina, that was drawn by Yusuke Kozaki, but here's a
Oh, I
rendition of
remember that one.
yeah, here's a rendition of it by one of our other lovely court painters here in the server.
It's funny to me because I drew something. I think I drew that once, and someone in the comments pointed out to me like, is it explicitly defined as a modern Lucina design? Because I don't think it's officially called that. It could, and it fits as like a casual Lucina outfit as well.
I don't
It,
I like I'll have to fact check this and maybe put it in like the
yeah.
description or in a pinned comment or something, but I do remember it. Remember Kozaki's tweet saying that it was modern, but there's
Okay.
also a the setting in which I believe this outfit appears in very much seems to be a little bit more of a bit more like modern architecture to it. I can't remember if it was explicitly a coffee shop, but yeah, yeah, there
Oh,
is
interesting.
that.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah.
man, I wish I had this file on hand, but there's also a very popular swimsuit design for Lucina
Oh wait, I think
uh
I know what you're talking about.
from
Yeah,
Fire Emblem Cypher, the trading card game.
I think I remember that one as well.
Yeah, it's like
That's
a
pretty good.
two-piece swimsuit. Yeah, yeah. I
I
just have
mean,
my emotes, but yeah, no, it's all pretty great stuff. But like honestly, like can't go wrong with the original.
yes, 5-year-old Fire Emblem fan still likes Lucina done the classic way.
Hell yeah, it's just such a good design. I love it.
Yep.
Just blue's my favorite color. So when I saw her, I'm like, she's so. Well, my first reaction was, Martha, girl, this can't be right. but
Yes.
but then also I was just like, wow, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, she is
I
great.
proceeded not to marry her for my first run.
Oh my God. Are we getting to that question now?
No, it's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
All
Um,
right.
let's see here. From our moderator and Lucina Hooters extraordinaire, you stink. Did you support Lucina in Awakening? Oh yeah, I guess we are getting to that one.
I guess we are getting into that now. All right. Well, the answer is yes, but not on my first run. My first run, I supported Cherish, and then
Okay, okay,
I think it
base.
was Anna next, and then
Oh,
on my current Awakening Lunatic run, that's being documented through the comic, it is Lucina.
good. You'll have a really strong
So,
Morgan, which will help.
yep, third time's a charm.
No, that's awesome. To make it brief for those who've listened to other episodes, I married Pan my first run,
Okay, nice, nice, nice.
and then pretty much every other time it's been Lucina, except probably for one run in there, which was Anna.
Got good taste. Can't fault them for that.
Yes, I love Anna. She's like my second favorite FE girl.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love the quirky saleswoman. Um, and so now, oh yes, that one. For another one from you, Stink. What is your favorite Lucina artwork that you've made?
I think it's probably the Crying Lucina comic. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one, the Crying Lucina comic.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
have you seen it?
yeah, I think we even have it as a sticker in this server.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that one's superb. And like, this is another thing. If you ask an artist what their favorite artwork is, you might get like, they might say it's not a technically impressive piece, but it means a lot to them.
Mm.
It means a lot to them. Like there's a story behind the art, and the story behind Crying Lucina is that, well, obviously I did the comic, and then I really liked the joke, and then when I wanted to start up like my Etsy store and to start marketing my art and start making money off my
That
art,
was your first charm, wasn't it?
that was my first sticker. That was my
Oh,
first sticker. Was the Crying Lucina? Yeah, it was incredible. Like, yeah. So that artwork really means a lot to me because I had so much confidence in it. I had confidence that it would like sell and that be able to make back the production costs. that I made it my first sticker. That was like I still have a lot of confidence in crying Lucina, and that's just because I've it's stayed with me all these years.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember wanting one, but I don't actually think I was working at that time.
Uh,
But gosh, yeah, I'm honestly very happy we have then I'm very happy then that we have this iconic piece of your history documented as a sticker for constant emoting.
it's very, very good.
Although I do have to express the fact that man, it really was Lucina crying that that sold.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's because you don't normally see this side of the character, and it looks very humorous as well. I think the joke worked well in
Absolutely.
the comic as well. So yeah, I think it worked. That's why it's kind of
I
popular. That's why I can
I
rely
think
on
the
it.
game kind of lets lets it known that Lucina's a pretty traumatized gal. So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
um, let's see here. What is your also from You Stink the You Stink triple your favorite non Lucina work you've made?
Once again, there's a good story to go along with this, and I think it's got to be skateboarding Felicia.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah, you seen
goodness.
that one?
Yeah, I love like Felicia's like my favorite Fates character. So
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah, so like there's this one artist that draws like made skateboarding, and I was like
yes, I
thinking I
follow
was looking
them.
for things to draw, right? Yeah, yeah, I was looking for things to draw, and I like, oh, that's a good inspiration. So but like obviously to draw a skateboarding character, you got to draw their full body. You got to see, their feet on the skateboard,
Mhm.
their body going one way. And I didn't really have a lot of confidence in drawing full bodies, but this idea was so funny to me that I was like, screw it, I'll do it. I'll learn how to draw full bodies. And that was the first full body that I felt a lot of confidence in. So skateboarding Felicia, not only is it a funny idea, not only is it drawn, pretty well, but it also meant a lot for me in terms of like my artistic development.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, look,
Yeah,
now
that's
when I
the
think
story.
about it, you don't really. Yeah, it's true. I guess you don't really see full bodies in your artwork a lot, but that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get back into it. Trying to get back into it.
No, but that's great. Yeah, I do remember that skating Felicia piece because it was so. I just think she looks so dynamic in there. I think you really captured that movement. So it's a good job.
Yeah, thank you so much. I like it a lot too.
What is something that you would like to work on in the future, whether it be a project, some art, something about yourself, etc.
Ooh, I have a lot of plans. There's so much. I mean, obviously, I need to finish my Awakening comic. That's like number one. It's been going on for like
Years.
years, like 5 years or something like that.
Mm.
Maybe six. I don't remember. I need to be done with it. I need to be done with it, and I need to put a conclusion because like I've had people like ask me, it's like, oh, are you doing more Fire Emblem comics? And I'm very lucky in the idea that like I feel very motivated to work on my art.
Mhm,
And I haven't been feeling that for the comics recently. But when the spark happens again, I'll get on it. I'll get on it, and we're gonna finish it.
mhm.
There's also kind of back into the comic idea. Fire Emblem comic dubs. I did one, or
Yes.
yeah, I did a couple, and then I was like, man, this takes time to edit, and this takes you got to pay the voice actors, and you got to edit it, and all that time is time you could spend drawing. So instead of uh, kind of like remixing your old work, is it more value to make more new work? And at the time, I was like, yeah, you know what? I should just do more comics instead of doing dubs for my previous stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm feeling the spark again. I'm like, the editing was really funny and the delivery really enhanced the art of the comics. So that's something I'd like to get into as well. Uh,
Yeah, that's great. I love your comic dubs. I was there for your YouTube when that opened up and you started putting the comic dubs there.
yes, yeah, the Tiki one. It's no surprise that I chose the Tiki one to dub because it contains itself very well. right?
Mhm.
It's got like the story of like, okay, you meet Tiki, she does the thing, then she does the other thing, and then she goes to sleep as a beginning and an end. Um, if I were to dub any other part of my Awakening comic, it would just kind of feel like, oh, where's the rest of it? And I didn't want to leave viewers with that kind of feeling. So the Tiki was like a very simple and like low stakes one to start with. And I think, yeah, I really like how it turned out.
Yeah. Like quick question is that do you, who do you have voice Lucina? Because I'm thinking about it's somebody that I might know.
Yeah, she has that's the thing, right? Is the Lucina is let's see, at NBTune on Twitter, K
Mm.
Riley. Yeah, no, she's superb. That the thing is I feel terrible because the first time we put out the casting call for the comics, we had them read out like, this list of lines. And one of the lines was the Crying Lucina comic. Because the intention was like, oh, like I love Crying Lucina. It's one of my most popular comics. I got to get it dubbed some point. So
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure that I had a person who could kind of deliver that, give that same kind of performance in the comics. And MB Toon is amazing. She's great. Um, but as you all know, we haven't dubbed that comic yet. And she has like one line in the Tiki comic. I think all she says is no when Tiki asks her if she's a Marth. And she never says anything else with the rest of the comic. So we have so many amazing voice actors in that comic, and I really want to be able to like utilize them more in the future.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to when you do. Yeah, uh I'm glad you clarified because I was thinking about another individual who also does another great Lucina voice, being I'm sorry if I get your name wrong, Isabel Ambeponin, and she does a
Oh, I haven't heard.
yeah, she does a really great Bailey Lucina.
Ah, interesting, interesting. Does she like do comic dubs or like voice act in anything?
I believe she's had a couple things she's voiced in. I can't bring them to mind right now, but I would definitely give her page a look.
Okay, but I'm assuming like she's done something Lucina related.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, she kind of I think it's even on her bio that she does a good Lucina voice.
Oh,
She's
cool.
definitely a follower of the Lucina fan club, that's for sure.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so shoutouts to her too. Lots of wonderful voice actors out there. And for the next one, for what is your favorite Fire Emblem villain from Exalt here?
That's a hard question. Because it depends on what you like in your villains. Um, you don't like a villain the same way you like Lucina, for example.
Mm,
um, like uh, villains that are really imposing and terrifying are like Grima is really good for that. Villains that are just in general really cool. Zephiel is I love his GBA sprite animation where he has
mm.
like the staff or whatever, and like it like expands into the sword, and then he starts swinging it around and like spinning. It's hilarious and it's so over the top, and I love Zephiel's animation. There's also, I think, Medius is really fun in that you actually do get to fight him twice in 2 games.
Yeah.
That's something you don't normally see across most villains. So this guy was too angry to die, and then we had to put him in the ground for real the next time.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
that's
those are just some of my standouts.
yeah, yeah. No, that's interesting because yeah, like you do kind of have to admire your villains differently because
Hmm.
like you said, there are villains who are great. I think the best way to do it is to like appreciate them and how well they do their role. Because
That's one way to do it.
yeah, you love to hate them, and because they do.
Oh, then in that case, for sure, Narcian is up there. Yeah, yeah, dude. Dude's like insufferable.
Yeah, some of them are just like some of them are entertaining villains, or some of them are like quite frankly charming. I know another guest we had on, Choco Jack said that even though she hadn't played Echoes, she liked Berkut.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Me, I still can't really pinpoint my favorite villain because I unless unless you want to be that person and say Edelgard.
Oh my gosh. Only if I'm allowed to say Rhea as well.
Yes, absolutely. But I think like somebody I can name off the top of my head for like me admiring the role they play as a villain, I think it'd have to be Rudolph from Echoes.
Oh, cool. I haven't played Echoes. I should get around to it at some point, but I hear a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, basically everything about that game is awesome except for the maps. They were
Okay.
a little too faithful adapting the maps, especially in Celica's route. You really feel it in Celica's stuff, but
Mhm.
yeah. Um and my I don't know how you might get around to playing Echoes, especially if it's by super funny means that are totally approved.
Oh, no, I have my ways, don't worry.
Yeah, yeah. If you're able to get your hands on the Cypher Legends DLC, then that'd be cool because Fire Emblem Cypher characters are in that, and you recruit them, and then they'll probably never show up in the series ever again. So
Ah, damn.
I love them though. But
Mm.
for the next question, who is if you involve yourself in this sort of tomfoolery, is who is your favorite uh non-Fire Emblem character? Who is your favorite uh oh no, sorry. Oh no, yeah, yeah. Non-Fire Emblem character, non-Fire Emblem waifu or husbando?
Oh, that's a good question actually, because I looked at it and I really had to think because I play so much Fire Emblem, I think of so much Fire Emblem. I don't play many other series, but I do play Arknights very frequently.
Mm. Mm.
And there are some very good character designs in that, being, kind of comes with the territory of being a gacha game. There's like W's got a good design, Zima's got a good design, Mudrock's got a good design, Unectes is a good design. They're all really fun. Um, there's also Rune Factory. Was a game that gripped my
Mm.
heart for a long time. Forte is really good in that game. She's like a knight character. Very saber face for anyone who's into Fate.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, well, I'm into Fate. I love Saber.
yes, I was playing Rune Factory. I was like, oh, there's a saber face in this game. Is that legal? It is. They're fine. They got away with it. Um, Persona. I played Persona 4 last year for the first time,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I like Naoto the best in that game. She's real fun. She's very Lucina core
Nice.
when you
Oh
think
yeah,
about it.
now
Like
to the
design
detective.
wise,
Yeah, tomboy,
yes,
right? Yes.
yes, like
I'm very much
that
looking
kind of
forward
deal.
to meeting them when I get to
Oh, you haven't
Persona
played
4.
yet?
Yeah, yeah. I played Persona 5 Royal last year.
Hmm.
And so next one of my friend Fiery Mew, she said that I absolutely must play her favorite game of all time, Persona 3 Fez.
Okay.
So I have that on my phone and I'm playing through it right now, while
Mm,
everybody else is enjoying the remake.
I
uh,
see. Yeah. Uh, I like Persona 4 uh, a lot. I have not finished Persona 5. I'm making my way through it right now. But Persona 4 Golden definitely hits a different spot for me. And I like it better on some days, even depending on what I'm looking for. So that's my takeaway.
yeah, if I might weigh in with my choices related to your answers,
Mhm.
for Faye, I of course I love Artoria. Like I remember I made a tweet before that was like peak character design, but it's a woman in knight armor.
Yeah, so true.
And I one of like my favorite version of Artoria has to be Lancer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, or Ruler. But
Those are solid choices.
I do love those. And then not like of course not I can't weigh in on Persona 4 because I haven't played it yet, so my answers wouldn't be totally valid. But for Persona 3, I think I'm a Mitsuru kind of guy, so
Very true, very true.
yeah, so that's my choices. For the next one, um, what is your favorite and least favorite Fire Emblem game?
Okay. I had to think about this because favorite, obviously, it's hard because there's so many games that I like for different reasons on different days. So if I want like characters that I really, really like, if I value characters a lot, I would want to look at Awakening because those characters are great. If I really want good gameplay, I want to go to Fates, Conquest specifically, of course.
Mm,
If I want really good music, I also go to Conquest. Um, if you want good graphics and like readability, um, I'd honestly think about Fire Emblem 7. So it's like a mix up between like a bunch of different games on
okay.
different days. But for least favorites, oh, it's also hard because I had to realize that Fire Emblem 11 Shadow Dragon is actually not my least favorite game. I had
Mm,
to come to this conclusion of being like, wait, this game that everyone hates, I actually kind of like it
mm,
because I started with it. It's my first ever Fire Emblem game. It hits a soft spot. And
mm, mm.
for least favorite, I have to say, I think it's cheating, but Fire Emblem 1. I've played it. It's so slow. I can't like, I can't play it for like longer than half an hour because I start to fall asleep. Um, but if you want a spicy answer for a game that came out within the past 20 years,
Oh,
it would be Fire Emblem 7, I think. Just
okay.
because it's not fun to play. I don't know, man. I played it. I played it the most, for sure. Because, I was emulating it. I just like restart, 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 restart. Um, and I start new runs because you got to do like Lin mode, then do Elliewood mode, and then do Hector mode, and then do Hector hard mode. Um, and
Yeah.
through all the ways I've played it, I've just like I don't know if I like the gameplay that much. It's like you get such a weak lord, and that's your game over condition. And especially on Hector hard mode, you have so little deploy slots that it kind of defeats the point of Fire Emblem. You just like deploy a bunch of juggernauts who just enemy phase tank all the units,
Ugh.
and you basically don't get to use any of the units that you kind of want to use because there's no space for them, right? So even though I've probably played it the most, Fire Emblem 7 is probably my least favorite. Not to say it's a bad game. There's not a bad Fire Emblem game, in my opinion, but it's just my least favorite.
I see. Yeah, no, no, that's fair. I kind of get confused when people refer to the Fire Emblems with numbers.
Ah,
I've almost gotten the hang of it, but I was certain that I thought you were gonna say Roy's game, but I guess that's 8. Because
it's
I
6. Sacred Stones is 8.
oh
Sorry, no, I get it. It's a whole thing, but like the reason why I call it 7 is because it came out as just Fire Emblem in the
yeah.
West.
People
So I
also
can't
say
just say like, oh, I
Blazing
like
Sword.
I,
No, so
They
no,
do actually. I should.
yeah.
Is it Blazing Sword or Blazing Blade? I don't even remember anymore, man.
I think it's interchangeable at this point.
Okay, yeah, no, because like that name was given a bit later, I think. I don't remember when. And was it like Faye that gave it that subtitle of Blazing Sword? It definitely wasn't
I
one of
think
these.
it Faye calls it Blazing Sword, and then the other one is recognized as Binding Blade.
Binding Blade. Okay, because when I played Fire Emblem 6, it was using the fan translation, and it was called Sword of Seals, which has the
Okay.
same meaning but is completely different.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think the numbers are just easier for me, but I understand if like, oh, which one's Fire Emblem 12? Which one's Fire Emblem like 14? Like it for new players, it definitely like is confusing. Not to say you're a new player actually. You've been in this game for a long time, but
Yeah, yeah. I can, I'm always as much as I love Awakening, I'm kind of glad that I can't be touched or labeled as an awakening baby. Yeah.
And like plus like even after I think after Awakening or maybe even after the Telia series, people just stop referring to them as the numbers because it just makes more sense. Like no one calls if you find someone who calls three houses Fire Emblem 16, like let me know and I will go like fight them.
Absolutely, like, oh my god, that's kind of like people like that's almost the same level of bothering me as when people say Boku no Hero Academia.
I love Shingeki no Kyojin.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Suzumiya Haruhi no Yutsu is my favorite
Oh,
anime.
good lord.
But gosh. Um yeah. What's with the next question being from Alonzo NSR, another one of our lovely court painters. What other characters do you think of drawing
That's
usually?
such a funny question because I would have to name every single Fire Emblem character ever. But specifically, I'm thinking, yeah, Corrin is a big one. I've drawn a lot of Corrin. Just she's so fun to draw. I don't know, something about her is just so fun to draw. There's also I want to draw more Anna Fire Emblem for sure. Three
Yes.
Houses characters have good designs.
Mhm.
Byleth is fun. Um,
Yeah, I think you
hmm.
did one Byleth comic and I really liked it. It was very cute.
Yes, I don't do that many Three Houses comics because there's just like so much you need to consider when doing a Three Houses comic. So much like lore and like character things.
You have alerted the horde if you get something wrong or you.
I didn't want, yeah, like that's another thing, right? It's like, yeah, no, there's so much like lore and like lore experts in the fandom that it's like it's hard for me to feel comfortable being like, well, this is what this character would react in this situation, and be like, they wouldn't do that. But that's those are just a few of the characters I want to draw more of.
Yeah, no, I get you. Um, spinning off of that, I like with the lore and stuff. I remember when I was like, it was the heyday of the Three Houses hype. Everybody was playing
Hmm.
it, and then the Cindered Shadows DLC releases, and of course it introduces that whole underground area. Um, and then that area contains a library that is apparently supposed
Yes.
to give more lore. Same with the library. I think I got to reading the stuff in the library below. But funny enough, I could never like read too much of the stuff on in the regular monastery. But I know people were getting all of this information from it, and I don't know if there was something I missed in like a Golden Deer playthrough or whatever. But I could just never unlock like reading all of the books in one place or another. So I never knew how to do that. So I kind of had to resort to like going to wikis or something to get all the fun stuff you're supposed to piece together yourself, like Violet's age.
Yeah, exactly. Like I learned the other day that apparently Geralt is like 300 thousands of years old or something because he received a transfusion of like crest power at some point, and that's why he never ages. I was like, what are you talking about? When does this come up in the story?
I thought like I had suspected something of Gerald like that, but I didn't expect it to be real. But
No,
I
it's real. It's in what's his name? Alois and Violet's support.
oh my god.
He mentions it, and I was like, well, great. Too bad I never used him, so I didn't get that lore.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I think people really like bench him for various reasons, but um yeah, no, honestly I probably just should see if there's an iceberg video out there or something.
Yeah, like I think for all my comics going forward, I need like a Fire Emblem lore master to ask them. I was like, oh, is this correct or is this wrong?
I see, I see. Well, I mean, I think I have my masters in Fire Emblem lore. However, if you ever need somebody in Zelda or Sonic lore, I have PhDs in both. So,
Oh, hell yeah.
um, let's see here. Next question with from Nige Mizuho, another one of our brilliant court painters that you mentioned earlier. What
Yes,
is your
sir.
typical workflow when you draw? Does that include background noise like music or podcasts? Perhaps even the Lucina Lounge podcast?
I did try listen. Listened to like a few episodes of Lucina Lounge, just in preparation for this.
Mm,
Being like, okay, what kind of questions do you hit the people with? And that was nice to draw to for a bit. But typically, I do listen to music.
mm,
It's Fire Emblem OST is always great to listen to.
yes.
Um, I don't listen to podcasts though, because I find it hard to concentrate on people like talking while
Mm.
also trying to think about drawing.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like I listen to music, put it on full blast, and I just draw. And that's it.
No, that's good. Any
Mhm.
particular soundtracks you can name off the top of your head?
Fire Emblem Fates is always good. Three Houses is good. Fire Emblem Awakening is good. For non-Fire Emblem soundtracks, there's also StarCraft has really good music. Ace Attorney has really good music.
Ace Attorney.
Uh, yes, Ace Attorney.
Dual
We
Destinies
love Ace
especially.
Attorney in this. Dual Dest. Oh, I don't know, man. I kind of gotta go against you on that one. I don't like Dual Destinies as much.
Oh my gosh.
Um, sorry. I like Great Ace Attorney. Um, the Investigation soundtrack is also good. Monster Hunters is really fun. Um, that's it off the top of my head. I'm sure I listen to like everything, so
I can't listen to
there's a lot
Monster
I'm not
Hunter's
talking
main theme
about.
without giggling because of the meme value it's had over the years. uh, what's it? No, honestly, yeah, I think I don't know if you did listen to Choco's episode, but I named Road Taken from Fate, so like, that's one of the Fire Emblem soundtracks of all time to me.
Mm,
Uh, I've again, you haven't played Echoes, but I highly recommend its music because that stuff is awesome and legendary.
mhm.
Um, I did want to bring up did you happen to know that the trading card game technically has a soundtrack?
Wow.
I'll have to send it to you later, but it's called like it's got like cute little sprites of Cain and Abel playing the guitar and piano respectively, and it's called like Horse and
Interesting.
Rider as one, and those are like lovely little acoustic and piano renditions of various Fire Emblem tracks. Cipher, not the original trading card game, but like yeah, it's Horse and Rider is one, and it's like yeah, tracks from throughout the series, and it's just beautiful.
That's cool. That's cool. I'll have to check it out for sure. Send it over.
And then oh, like what's it? I was it you that told me on Twitter you like Eurobeat?
Yes, I love Eurobeat.
Oh my
I can't believe I
gosh.
forgot to mention that. I love Eurobeat. I love, you love Deja Vu, Gas, 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 Night of Fire, Killing My Love, Get Out, what was it
Killing My
called?
Love.
Won't
Oh
Fall
my god,
Apart.
I love that.
We love Mr. Blaster. There's so many good Eurobeat songs. It's great. It really hypes me up to draw.
Yeah, I can't I remember if I showed it to you before, but the mobile game Goddess of Victory Nikkei, in one of the chapters of the game, like literally for the entire chapter, all of the battles have the a Eurobeat BGM called
That's funny.
Wings of Victory, and it's just so good. That was just a Eurobeat in my waifu shooter game. Yes, please.
Yes.
Um, let's see here. Next question from Exalt is if not Fire Emblem, what is your favorite game series?
If not Fire Emblem was my favorite game series. That's so hard. Uh, probably StarCraft, honestly. I've played it my entire life. Uh, I
Yeah,
know it's not like I know it's not it's not Fire Emblem adjacent in the slightest, but it is a strategy game. and I guess I just like strategy games. I've played StarCraft 2 since it came out in like 2012 or was it 2010? I don't remember, but um, I don't play it as often now because of like hand issues, but those were like a good 10 years where I just played StarCraft.
No, no, that's great. Yeah, I've always heard things about StarCraft, and I think I remember like one day checking it out, like some gameplay of it. Uh, I don't know what happened afterwards, but then the last I remember of StarCraft, which I think was this last year's Game Awards, where Simu Liu just comes up to the stage and talks about playing StarCraft. That was
Oh my
funny.
God, he did? I didn't know
Yeah.
he was cool like that. That's
Yeah.
insane. I want to say like there are like a couple of I feel like RTS is trying to make a resurgence because there's a bunch of like RTS games coming out like AoE 4, right? And then there's Frost Giant coming with their own thing.
Hmm.
And like the only thing I think about that is like the reason why I don't talk about StarCraft that often is no one else plays it because it's so like it's there's such a big learning curve to it. It's
Mm.
hard to dedicate the time to like really learn that game. Maybe the climate was like different years ago. Um, but nowadays it does feel like RTS is on the way out. So even though I wish I could talk about StarCraft more often, I'm such a big fan. There's just not that much interest in it anymore.
Baka, what are you talking about? Pikmin 3 was one of the biggest games last year.
Oh, you're right, actually. Wait, you're right. I guess you know what?
Or
I
Pikmin
haven't
4,
played
sorry.
Pikmin. Pikmin 4. I haven't played Pikmin 4. Uh, I've had people recommend it to me once I tell them I like StarCraft. But I never gotten around to it. I should.
Yeah, yeah. Like I would recommend not starting off with Pikmin 2 because Pikmin 2 I in my humble opinion is kind of doo-doo, but
Oh.
Pikmin 1 is absolutely a definite great place, if not Pikmin 4. Uh but yeah, and don't worry about non-Fire Emblem adjacent things because I want to say like my top video game franchises, like my top 5 within there is like Sonic, Fire Emblem, Zelda,
Mhm.
and Halo. I love Halo.
Oh, yo, Halo, nice. I had a friend, um, be like, Baka, we gotta play Halo together, and I never played Halo in my life. But then last year, I got the Master Chief Collection. I played through all the games with him, and I was like, I understand now. It's a lot of fun.
It's peak. It's so peak.
Yes. Have you?
um,
Okay, this is like a very, very weird side tangent, but did you see that one Twitter post about how every rock on this one stage is the same rock model, but it's just scaled, rotated, or moved around?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, it was like this one Halo stage that did it, and I was like, I had no idea. It's
Oh, that's in
insane.
Halo 3, yeah. Oh
Yes,
my,
Halo 3. Okay.
oh my god, yeah, that's like one of the most iconic stages in Halo. That's funny. I'm gonna have to show my other friends who love Halo this.
Yeah, spread the word. This is crazy. Can't believe they got away with it.
Yeah, being an RTS fan, I'm sure you are also a huge Giga Chad and appreciate Halo Wars.
Ah, I heard of it. Have not played it.
Halo Wars 1 is definitely a game of its time. It's not troublesome to play through or anything, but it's a nice little round. But then Halo Wars 2, that's an underrated gem.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely recommend that to you, especially since it goes on sale for super cheap, like all the time, I feel like. So,
When did it come out?
like, I want to say 2018, 2019, Halo Wars 2.
Oh wow, that's pretty recent for like an RTS game. I was expecting like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, like the first Halo Wars released on Xbox 360, like, I want to say like somewhere in 2009. Oh, no, it's even earlier, sorry, Halo Wars 2 released February 21st, 2017.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that was like that's a long time ago.
We can talk about Halo because I know for a fact that I've seen it before. I lost track of it sadly, but I know somebody that drew Lucina in Spartan armor. So,
Oh, that's amazing.
let's see here. On to the next one. However, From the Silent Chloe, what is your favorite pastime besides art?
Um,
It's
Probably
gaming.
piano, honestly.
Oh, piano? Oh, shoot.
Piano, yeah, I play piano. I love playing it. Just it's a hobby. It's a thing. Sometimes I'll post clips on my Twitter, but it's very fun.
How have I missed this? I too used to play on this keyboard I had since childhood.
Hell
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I had to sell it for financial struggle reasons.
No.
But the thing is, I did sell it to one of my best friends, so he's technically
Oh,
holding
okay.
on to it for me until the day I'm able to buy it back from him.
Hell yeah.
But I hear to this day he still plays with it, which makes me happy.
That's good. What kind of songs do you play?
I'm a big nerd, and I just like my game
Yes.
OSTs because I feel like
Same here.
such a connoisseur for being able to appreciate video game music, while normal people play their
Bless
classical
me.
music or their pop music, and I'm like, no, I'm not like the other girls.
I played Baka Mitai on the piano, and that was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Working my way through Pokemon Route 228 as well, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, no, game music all the way here for me as well.
One of my favorite songs to play on piano was the Brawl main theme.
Oh, dude, that's iconic. That's iconic.
Absolutely. You know, Brawl is definitely iconic, and the Lucina fan club definitely doesn't have any Brawl related plans. Wink, wink. But yeah. It's like because I used to be in band class in high school, and that's where I kind of got my taste for piano after like playing a
Wait, they let you play piano in band?
no, but rather it was a bell kit that was like, it has a similar layout to a piano. But then we also had
Oh.
the piano in the classroom, and then like whenever we weren't like actually like before or after class began or ended, then I was one of the few students that would just mosey on over to the piano and start toying with it.
Cool. So you just learn by yourself. That's like super. That's such a Chad move. I had my parents had to drag me over to piano classes every day when I was 6, so I did not like it at first. But then I realized, oh, I could play like meme songs on it.
Yeah.
Then I liked it.
I didn't take piano classes that young, but definitely around like when I was a kid, I did go over to somebody's house to learn piano, and it was super fun.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
And now the next one from Exalt again. What is your favorite part or aspect of the Lucina fan club server?
You might have guessed this already, but I do like the general positive attitude that goes on here. I think you guys are a great like representation of the Fire Emblem community and all the good that we can do. And of course, the artists here, of course, are also super, super skilled. And the fact that they're all here in one place and are able to share their work with each other. I don't know if there's like a lot of other places that kind of offer that sense of community. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I forget if I've rambled on about it in a previous episode, but if I might just say, that I am happy, and I'm always very humbled when people tell me that, because again, this was a little humble little server I started after I was un I was framed by myself, I guess, through a misunderstanding that I cheated in a Fire Emblem Cipher tournament and was subsequently banned from the server.
Oh no.
But then me and one other person said, like, or I asked pretty much server member number 001 or 002 if you really want to be a stickler about it. um, that like, hey, should I make a Lucina Discord server? I think it'd be a fun idea. And they said, yeah, go ahead. Like, I think it'll do
Yeah.
great. And
Great. Well, guess what? Fire Emblem Cipher is dead, and you're still here. So who's really the winner?
it's funny. I still play the game to this day, but what's it? I and so I always wanted to again make this a bit of a welcoming place again, like a place, a haven for all Lucina fans. And I've always strived to, like, because I strive to be a better person, even from that day, even though I didn't necessarily do anything wrong. I knew I still had a lot of growing to do, and so I wanted to take on like being an admin for a server. And the thing is about the fan art. One day when we were just sharing fan art in here, I realized that I think this was before even Fire Emblem Warriors. If being like
Mhm.
5 years old around this place is even that long ago, or it might have been sometime after. But all I remember is that Lucina content from Intelligent Systems had diminished somewhat. However,
Mhm.
we as Lucina fans still carried on, and the people doing the heavy lifting for the very specific Lucina fandom were artists, um, like expressing their love for the character with such beautiful artwork. I just thought like, wow, like I think I really want to make art a big part of the server, and that eventually grew from like a couple art channels being like non-Lucina art and Lucina art, eventually into the section of the server we now call the art wing.
Mhm.
And that gave us a lot more time to curate and start sharing Lucina art on a higher level, you could say. Um, until we finally started getting the artists themselves in on it, which, I'm thinking like, who wants to join my crummy, my crummy little server? And every time I managed to kind of I trick you guys into getting on here. No, it's I'm always very humbled because the lot of you who stay, it's honestly an honor having you guys here, and it's an honor to speak with you. And I know it's like it might be a little much to think so highly of others, but no, it's honestly, I just want to say thank you to you and all the other court painters who have even come up here on the Lucina Lunch podcast in the past, because you guys are really the people who keep the magic going when the last time Lucina appeared in a crossover, be it Project Cross Zone or something, was like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But with your beautiful artworks you guys make on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, it's just all we need to keep living.
Yeah, for sure. Like I am very, very surprised at the staying power a lot of these Fire Emblem characters have. Is like all it takes is just one character be like one person to be like, that's my favorite Scrungo, and then people just draw. They just draw. They just go hard. For real.
Absolutely. Yeah, like Bronze FE, shout out to you. You are the Clarice champion, and I respect you so much for that.
I think I've seen him around, yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Just again, it's like it takes one person. Exalt are one of our other mods here. They're always commissioning uh Rob Cena Exalted Morgan art, and it's just like we love Morgan too. We need people who stand these characters, because
For
you all
sure.
are the real heroes. The real Fire Emblem heroes.
Oh my god.
um anyways, the next question. Um you know what? I've actually, okay. Mini announcement time. I'm thinking I
Okay.
might do away with this next question in upcoming podcasts, because like thinking about it more and more, I don't know if it's like really that great of a question, because it's not really a competition with
Okay. So
the
what am I gonna be the last person to answer this question?
you
That's
just very
crazy.
well might, yeah. Yeah, because I might go into it more after you've answered it, but who is your or a question from GT Alpha? Sorry, GT Alpha. I don't mean to say your question is bad. I just the ramifications of it have me thinking. But who's your preferred Lucina voice, Laura Bailey or Alexis Tipton?
See, as someone who has not played Heroes, who has not played Warriors, who is Alexis Tipton?
Oh yes, she's a voice actress who, yeah, voices various games and anime. Yeah,
Okay. And she voiced Lucina at some point.
she was the voice for the second ever version of Lucina, and onwards in Fire Emblem Heroes. She voiced her in Warriors,
Okay.
um, and basically anything else that came up after Heroes release, like Engage. She voices her in Engage.
Oh, interesting. Really? I had no idea. I thought it was Laura Bailey the whole time. Wait, what happened?
Okay, the Lucina Launch podcast doesn't want to stake its claims like in the voice acting industry. uh,
Okay.
but like no, not that it's super bad to talk about, like as long as we're being respectful. But I think it had something to do with the whole union issues that the voice acting industry had a few years ago.
Oh,
Y-
jeez. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, like Nintendo and a bunch of other game companies just started recasting left and right because their voice actors that they had were calling for better wages.
Ouch. Well, yeah, say no more. I understand. I get the situation. And when it comes to it, that's hard to say, right? I wish I had an answer for this, but I legitimately did not know there were two different voice actresses for Lucina until right this moment. And I guess that is to say that it could go either way for me. Like, even in Engage, Lucina's voice acting was super good. And of course, Awakening, her voice acting is superb as well. So I don't have an answer. Gotta say 50-50, you know?
Yeah, long and short of it is that like my general consensus is that like Laura Bailey, she has that kind of gruffer, like more tomboyish voice because she also voices
Hmm.
kind of tougher characters like Kaine in Near Replicant,
Oh, yeah.
and I believe one of the playable characters in Saints Row, but which is where we get the funny Lucina says video from. But
Yep.
uh, what's it like? She's definitely more like got that battle-oriented voice for Lucina. Like she's the one who has that iconic like "I challenge my fate, hope will never
Mhm.
die." But Alexis Tipton, she did very great voicing those exact same lines in Warriors. But I think she has her she's more fit for Lucina's more soft-spoken side.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, I get it. So it just kind of depends on which side of Lucina you value more.
Yeah, yeah. And see, like I wanted to do away with this question because I kind of feel wrong like making it a competition for two different voice actors that are kind of doing their job the best they can,
Hmm.
and for a lot of people to like value it like one way or the other.
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
good attitude to have. You're being very considerate.
yeah, yeah, they're both wonderful actresses. They do great jobs and voicing many beloved projects. So I don't know, I'm just kind of in about it now. So yeah, I think I'll remove that one. But GT Alpha, if you're listening, feel free to ask another question or even ask more. Join in live, whichever. So thank you for your question. Another one from Back to You, Stink. Do you have any interesting or funny convention stories?
Ooh, I have been to one convention, and it was a very small convention. It was Anime Toronto last September. Um, and it was my first ever convention, so I was totally unprepared. Guess what? 5 years of drawing, I have like zero merch to make for it because there's a difference between drawings you make for like Twitter to post online versus drawings you can actually print out onto like a big 11 by 17 poster, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes your quality just isn't there. Sometimes you drew it too small, and you can't print it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, that's something you got to think about, right? And so I went into the convention with 4 different print designs, which is absolutely pitiful. It was and I was splitting the table with another guy, and he had a lot of prints. He was someone who was very like well established, and he invited me along because he needed an extra plus one basically,
Mm.
and we were splitting the table, and he looks at my four prints, is like, okay, cool, but it was not enough. It made my table seem, or my half of the table seem super empty. So at a certain point, I was like, I turned to my friend and I'm like, hey, do you just want to like put up some of your prints over on my side of the table, just so it looks less empty, just so our table looks more appealing? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I ended up at my first convention taking up like 1/4 of the table, while my other friend took up like 3/4. And that was like, I was like, oh, I need to do better next time. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah, more merch next convention for sure. I have a picture of the setup actually. I'll
Oh
drop it in
boy.
the.
Can't wait to
Yeah, I know
throw
it's
this up in the
it's.
mod.
Oh, it's too big. Hang on. Oh wait, hang on. Let me
Oh,
just.
Discord, we love you so.
No, I think I was trying to drag multiple files in. Here you go.
Oh, okay, okay.
There it is. It's like you see like my four prints. I have Ophelia, Amber, Amber again, and then Robin, and then I have Fire Emblem stickers stuck on a white piece of paper, and my prices are all on sticky notes because I
Oh.
did not have time to print out proper signage.
Mm.
And yeah, that's my setup is not great. I was not prepared for this at all because he basically asked me like the month before. It's like, hey, I need an extra person at this convention. You want to come along? And I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to break into convention game for a while. So even though I was woefully unprepared, I think I learned a lot of good lessons from this experience.
Well, we all got to start from somewhere, so, you know,
Yes, absolutely we do.
I commend you for making the decision to go in the first place.
Thanks.
I definitely know that if I was there and I saw crying Lucina sticker, I would have been like, "Hello, I would like to order two, please."
Oh yeah, the best part was there was like a substantial amount of people who came up to me and was like, "Oh, I like your comics," and I was like, "What?
That's
How do you
awesome.
know about them?"
Oh my
Well, yeah,
gosh.
that was really flattering. A lot of people actually recognize my stuff.
That's amazing. I love that. That's good. I'm glad it worked out.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, definitely. I unfortunately am but a lowly student and cannot afford to travel to both sides of the country frequently for cons. But the last time I did go, in November, I went to a little convention in San Francisco, and
Cool.
that was my first con experience. And I don't know if I told this story in Choco's video, but like again to summarize it really quickly, uh, I helped an artist needed help moving their stand, and so
Okay.
we helped move it across the convention floor. And as thanks, he gave us a couple prints. And I just gotta go around and see a lot of cute art and charms and everything, and I was like, man, I love Artist Alley. My wallet's in danger
Yeah,
here.
it is really really nice to see like all of the artists, whether they're local or like from across the country, just kind of gather in one place and put all their art up. And like the presentation is something that really is understated in Artist Alley.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, so no, like definitely next con, I wish you luck and I wish you a bountiful harvest.
Thank you very much.
And now, final one on the official list of questions is from Exalt. What is your favorite FE music track specifically, I guess?
Oh, that's an easy one. Dusk Falls. It's too good.
Interesting. I do like Dusk Falls.
It is
Um,
so good. Like the instrumentation is unlike anything I've heard from Fire Emblem up until that point, and the like aesthetic. I didn't know like music could have like an aesthetic, but it so very clearly conveys like the European like themes of Nor that it's too good to just not listen to for hours on end.
yeah, Nor is definitely it's not Euro beat, but it's definitely Euro core. So,
Yeah, so true.
um, Yeah, and then of course, like it's so funny with you listen to Birthright's soundtrack, and like not to belittle it or anything, but it's definitely like music you've heard before because Japanese music is so popularized nowadays.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
But like not to say that Birthright doesn't also have its bangers too. Like I love A Light.
Mm, that's true. Those are good. Those are good.
But I am also very pleased to tell you that Dusk Falls is one of the tracks covered in the Fire Emblem Cypher CDs.
Oh, hell yes. They knew it was goated. They had to do it twice.
As is my favorite Fates track. Again, Road Taken. That one's covered as well.
Yes. That's
Um,
very good. It's very classic Fire Emblem sounding.
yeah, like honestly, there's so much to like about Fates. It's just not strong enough to be like one of my favorites like ever. Although I will always admit to Fates being something of a guilty pleasure regardless, especially for the fact that to me Fates has like one of if not the best uses of amiibo ever.
Oh, wait. What was it?
If you scan amiibo in Fire Emblem Fates, you scan them 3 times and bam. Um, they Marth, Ike, Lucina, and Robin will be playable characters on your team.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they all come with if you do the amiibo, they all come with special weapons too. Like of course Lucina has parallel falchion, which acts as it does in Awakening. You use it to heal 20 HP. It's anti-dragon, that whatnot. Robin specifically actually comes with 2 weapons. He comes with, of course, or I think it might just be one. It might be just the Thoron tome, but I believe he also comes with the Levin sword.
Okay, question. So you said Marth and Lucina are scannable and recruitable, right?
Yes,
Can you give the parallel falchion to Marth
yes,
and
you
have
can.
him
He
use it?
can use it.
You can.
They can use each
That's
other's
great.
falchions. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. And then yeah, Marth has the exalted falchion because of course that's what it is, and it works similar to Lucina's. Ike comes with Ragnell, and Ragnell, just like in Awakening and in both Radiant games, is a 1 to 2 range.
Mm-hmm.
He also comes pre-installed with Ether, so that's good. Lucina also has Ether, as well
Oh.
as the rest of her skills in Awakening. But yeah, and then if you scan them a 4th time, um, they will want to work in your castle.
Oh.
That's where we get the famous Walmart comic from.
Oh, I had no idea actually. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's funny because I think by the time people scan their amiibo for the 3rd time, they just kind of stop scanning them and never get to that point. But it is nice when I see Lucina when I walk into the armory to buy swords.
And as long as we're talking about like weird and obscure features in Fates, have you ever gotten a bond unit in Fate?
Oh my gosh, I think I have. You usually get those from attacking other people's castles, right?
Or something like that. I think it was like you interact with their person at their castle enough times
Yes.
and you'll just get like this random unit that's like amalgamation of both of you, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. That's where we get Rally Man from, isn't it?
No, Rallyman was a capturable enemy unit.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't listen. Here's the thing. I've never seen anyone ever talk about bond units ever in Fates, and when I learned they existed, I thought it was a joke. So, yeah, that's insane. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Just like they exist.
No, like yeah, I do know of their existence. So I'm with you. I'm there with you. I just don't believe I've ever utilized them by myself. I believe I've only ever
Like,
captured my an enemy once in my entire time playing Fates.
yeah, exactly. Like they're not easy to get. You have to visit someone's castle a bunch of times, and like no one ever talks about them.
It's not obscure,
That's
but I think my favorite little funny thing about like any kind of style of Awaken or Fates playthrough is the Corrin quest.
oh, like you make everyone into a yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
your
I get
entire army like for the campaign is just all Corrins that you've gotten from your friends.
it. Yeah, and it's too bad because like now that they're shutting down online, that's harder to do now, isn't it?
Yes, but if you didn't know, there's a kind of like Wii MMFi for the Wii. There's a service coming out that's going to release for the Wii U and the 3DS called Pretendo Network.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's still currently in development, and I'm sure they'll add more games with time. But definitely, hopefully, we'll get multiplayer for Fates Restored.
But
But
that's like
unfortunately,
something you have to like opt. You have to like specifically connect to, right?
yes, yes. I believe you basically access it with a homebrewed 3DS, I believe, and Wii
Yeah,
U.
and like you can only play with other people who are also like have set up their console to work with this service.
Right, right.
Right, so like that's still like a major portion of the user base that's being shaved off, unfortunately. But it's
Yeah,
good that they're making that kind of effort. Better than nothing.
yeah. It's definitely better than nothing. Just having everybody play local again. Yeah. Speaking of which, do you remember that Awakening has multiplayer too? Has local multiplayer?
Yes, I did it a lot with my friends actually. It's the
Yeah.
just the weirdest thing. But it like the awards rewards you get from it is they're pretty nice.
Yeah, they are pretty nice. I also love how they take into account, especially with the harder spot pass ones. They definitely took account that people will have like OP as heck avatars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So then I just remember always dreading the one that like both of like what are they like the warriors like the big buff ones with the axes like those guys have counter all the time. It's like ah. Speaking of which, I know that you stream on Twitch as well.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and I remember the last stream I joined in because unfortunately school and work had me busy. But the last stream I joined in on, you were doing this elaborate explanation of I believe it was a Fates speedrun like on Conquest. It was that map that the Norian family. It's with Iago, and
Oh
yeah,
yes, the relay.
yeah, yeah, that one, the relay stream.
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah, no, it was a whole strategy I had set up because Felicia had what was it like she gets Tomebreaker, right?
Yes.
Tomebreaker, yes. And there's a lot of mages on that one side of the map, so I was explaining to everyone like, okay guys, we're gonna put Felicia here, and it was even worse because we had female Corrin, so we start with Jacob, and then Felicia came by later, and she was actually super weak, as she is when you get female Corrin. But I was like, I'm gonna make Felicia good, guys. Just watch. We got Tomebreaker. We sent her down the right side of the map with the mages. What I failed to account for was that there's this one paladin like in range, and on the first
Ah.
turn, after I'd explained everything and explained my entire intricate strategy and master plan, the first enemy phase, the paladin ran to Felicia, and then she died.
No.
So that
Oh
was a
my gosh.
restart. And the next time I put her out of the range of the paladin, everything was fine. So
Yay.
that was
She's
that stream. It was very funny.
she's too cute to die.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and so I think at this point I'm gonna open it up the rest of the time to user questions. I'll make another announcement here that user questions have opened. If you are a Nitro booster or you have the server supporter role from having supported the Lucina Club Patreon at the hopefully it's the only tier right now. I haven't checked it in a while. I need to check it. But the $1 tier, the Falchion tip or two, uh, then you are free to be invited onto the stage and ask a question. So, or right now we that's only for coming on and voicing your questions. If you like to ask questions in general, you guys can ask questions in the chat right now or in the channel Lucina Lounge questions. So have at it.
I'm seeing a couple questions in the Lucina Lounge questions actually that I think they're for me.
Yeah, yeah, the most
Uh,
recent ones are for you, so you can go ahead and
yeah.
read
So,
and
what is your
answer.
favorite TV show? Okay, I really like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I know they're very vanilla answers, but they're really really good. Last Airbender is up there too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Last Airbender is pretty legendary stuff. Unfortunately, it will always never have a good live action adaptation.
No, I'll never have. That's unfortunate, right?
Yeah. But hey, I mean,
um,
Korra's in Fortnite now, so
oh, she is. Wait, what?
yeah, she's the new special guest skin for this season's battle pass.
Good lord,
Yeah, and I believe her water bending is in as a special will be included as a special weapon as well.
that's pretty crazy.
I'm just hoping they
Um,
add Toph Beifong to the shop so I can buy her and do some metal bending for real. Hee hee hee.
I'm seeing favorite entree, your favorite restaurant. I have a
Oh.
soft spot for butter chicken. I used to get it all the time when I was in school. After pulling an all-nighter, you're like exhausted and you don't want to cook. So there's this great Indian restaurant near me that had a butter chicken combo for pretty cheap, and it was a good amount of food. And I would get it after every like hardship that I had because I would not feel like cooking. So I kind of conditioned myself into uh, liking it a lot, I guess.
Mm, that's good. I don't
Yeah.
think I necessarily have a favorite restaurant, unfortunately. Uh,
Yeah.
but I guess I can name a couple of my favorite foods. I'm a sucker for pizza.
Very good.
And but my heart will always have carne asada in mind.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
fancy, yeah.
Do you know that? And some lime and some cola. Oh, that's heaven.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's been a long time since I had it actually. I should look for a restaurant that gives that near me.
Yeah, like I have this local store. They have carne asada burritos. They have carne asada fries.
Oh,
I'm
that
like,
sounds so
stop! I'm gonna get so unhealthy from this,
good.
and so broke too.
Yes. Um, let's see. If you could include animals in your artworks, what would it be? That's interesting, eh? Uh,
There's
Cats are
always.
fun to draw.
Oh yeah, you've drawn
Yeah.
Faye before, haven't you?
I've drawn who?
Faye the owl.
No, I haven't. I
Oh,
haven't.
interesting,
I don't play Phase, so like I barely make any content for it in the first place.
interesting.
I don't think I have. I mean, if I have, correct me, but I don't think so.
I think my mind's starting to like AI generate its own images.
How long does it take you to draw? Depends obviously, but anywhere from 3 to 5 hours.
That
It's it's
includes
a
your
it's a
like
while.
your more detailed anime style.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Mm.
sure. Both things around the same time. Like 3 to 5 hours is a very long span, so generally anytime anything I draw falls within that time. If it goes above that, I start to like get like I lose steam and I start to like lose interest in the drawing. So I keep it between that range. Um,
Did you really think you were gonna draw the bikini Corin at 10K?
oh my god, that's so funny. I the way I approached it was like like I said, I need to draw full bodies at some point. I need to learn how to draw full bodies. Um and I would also like to get a 10K followers. So either way, if I get to 10K, like I'll have made that giant milestone. Uh, if I don't get to 10K, that's fine because then I don't have to draw like a lewd picture. But like I was 100% going to I was 100% prepared to follow through with it.
Oh,
And I
okay,
almost
okay.
thought I wasn't gonna make it. Um, but then, like, I think, yeah, Psychic gave me a shout out on his Twitter, being like, everyone, go follow him. And then I, like, made it on, like, December 25th.
Very funny. It's like, I'm always
Yes.
interested in hearing about artists' secret less than savory works.
It's all anatomy to me at the end of the day. Like when
Yeah,
you
honestly, no
start
shade.
really, yeah, no, like at a certain point when you really want to go ahead and like draw the human body well, you look at so many naked people. It's like, okay, cool. It all blends together.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a whole art department in my university and here in town.
Cool.
There's always job listings for a nude model.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly.
It pays well, but at the same time, I'm not sure I'm mentally prepared to do that.
The hardest part is like staying
Yeah, staying
still for like
still.
half an hour or something like that. Like,
Yeah, something
good
crazy.
lord.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
crazy amount of time like that. Yeah, but like honestly, respect for those of you who study. Yeah, well, Exalt once again asks about the your favorite Kaga era FE. I don't believe you've played all of them yet, so
Uh, that's the thing is like I don't even know like which era is the Kaga era, man.
that's like up until Fire Emblem. I want to say like 5.
Oh, then I haven't played any of them. Like how like that's an interesting question because like if it's up until five, then you really only have two answers. It's either four or five. Everything
Yeah,
else is like has been remade and like there's something better quality out there already. So it's between four and five. I guess it's gonna be four by default. Then I guess because I like Sigurd. That's it.
Zigludo, the man. What's it? I don't think I've said that this episode or like rather mentioned it to you real quickly, but
Mhm.
I love Awakening and it has a special place in my heart. But I think my favorite FE is ultimately New Mystery.
What? Really?
Yeah, I know that's
Whoa, that's crazy. I see you differently now. Why do you like New Mystery?
I oh my gosh, like I love the spectacle of it and like the
Ah.
story of it like a lot. I know people like hate Chris because all the support conversations are consumed by, oh, did you hear about Chris? Chris is so great. Chris is so awesome. They're like my best friend forever. Um, but that opening, like recounting the War of Shadow, that was like super awesome. The soundtrack is actually like it's such an upgrade from Shadow Dragon
For sure.
while keeping some of Shadow Dragon's better soundtracks. Like, of course, it uses the same version of the Fire Emblem main theme, and it should, because that's peak. Um, I honestly feel like it's better designed gameplay wise than Shadow Dragon, of course, being a sequel. And wow, and like they did improve on the art style for not really, I guess, the combat animations, but for the sprite work.
Dude, the sprite work is so good that when I played Shadow Dragon, there was straight up a mod that I saw that was like replace Shadow Dragon ugly sprites with new mystery good sprites. And I was like, hey, you know what? That sounds up my alley.
For the sprite artist, thank you for your hard work.
So true.
But but unfortunately, I guess the new if you're the same artist behind New Mystery, then good job. People like
Yeah, you improved, dude.
um but like yeah, I just love the story of it. I just love the gameplay. It's just and I just love the coloring of it because I feel like it's kind of like Awakening. Like I feel like Awakening and New Mystery have the same kind of like color palette, kind of.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so good. I love it.
Yo, I gotta say, New Mystery is like probably one of the hardest Fire Emblems I've played on my first time through. Like as a first time experience, New Mystery gave me the most trouble. By the end of it, I was like crawling to the finish line. The last map was so brutal because you get like those what like infinite dragon reinforcements or something like that out of the altars.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. So if I'm not like, it's definitely one of those games that I think I need to replay again because the next time around, I'm definitely gonna kick that game's ass.
Yeah. No, honestly, please do. If you stream it, I would love to be there.
For sure, for sure.
What's it? And then Let me see how long we've been going here, because I think we started a little late, so it's not exactly like 2 hours cap yet. Okay, we still have a little time. Can I ask you your thoughts about if you've played it, Fire Emblem Engage?
Engage is superb, man. Listen, I know. Okay, so first off, okay, elephant in the room. Engage's story is it lacks in comparison to other Fire Emblem stories, but that was not a problem for me on my first playthrough. Like, I feel like for most Fire Emblem stories, it's just got to be like give you motivation to go from chapter to chapter and provide context for the battles, and Engage does that pretty well. I don't mind it. Like, it's not that's not a deal breaker for me. But the gameplay is superb. When I replay a Fire Emblem game, it's obviously to experience the gameplay in like a different way as opposed to reading the story again. And when it comes to replayability, Engage has so much, and it's so good. And I played it like it was the game where it was like I beat it once, and I could tell that I did not know what I was doing at all. So immediately after, I went back on the hardest difficulty, and I was like, okay, now it's time to really like be big brain and plan out my builds and inherit the correct skills. I didn't know you lose all your template race after like that certain chapter. But there's just so much depth to Engage that it's really such an amazing game. I love it so much.
So based of a take. I honestly have no problems, no qualms with Engage's story, because once you really look at it for like its role as an anniversary title that was delayed, everything falls into place a little more comfortably. And honestly, I know I maybe talk about this every episode, and I probably shouldn't continue to perpetuate it, but it's because the Fire Emblem fan base has like almost seemingly inextricably linked Engage with Three Houses. I just have to say, always have to express that I welcome brain dead story. I love not having to think super hard about the moral ramifications of our characters' actions.
I love my characters not being people who murder women, not just kill, murders.
I love not having to read too deep into like, oh no, Edelgard burned the hill that Bernadetta's character model just happens to be standing on. It's totally canon that she burned Bernadetta alive. No, shut up, please. um, like, uh, yeah, no, I love the characters of Engage. Like at first, it's so funny to me because it's like, Baka, have you played Xenoblade Chronicles 3?
Have not.
Okay, okay. So then I'll leave that analogy out. I'll just say that, like, Hortensia, I was like, I don't like Hortensia, because she's a crybaby child. But then I have to step back and
Mhm.
think, yeah, she's a crybaby child. She's supposed to be like that. And
Yeah.
no, like, it's such a beautiful game. It has such awesome gameplay, and it just like being able to celebrate all of these parts of Fire Emblem's history. I love the legacy maps. Of course, I was super happy to revisit Arena Ferox.
Yeah, like all the callbacks are fun
Yeah,
to see.
yeah, absolutely. And like, just because I like, my favorite moment in Awakening has to be that cutscene, that CG cutscene where Chrom fights quote unquote Marth in the arena. It's so good.
Yeah. That was there like, let me think. I could have sworn there was like a plot hole or something in that scene that was like
Interesting.
I don't remember. I'll bring it up. I'll DM you if I remember it, but I think there was something weird, but whatever. Moving on. Don't worry about it.
No, that's interesting. No,
Engage good.
okay. The only thing I can think about, like, in that regard, is maybe it has something to do with like the the after credits, like, stories that they have, like, when the credits are rolling. I guess the during credit scenes, but like, it tells like Basilio lends Lucina a mask, and maybe that's where she got her mask from, or something like that. I can't remember.
I forgot. Like I just don't even like. I'm probably going crazy.
No, you're fine. It's cool. But yeah, and slip my tongue. Oh yeah, the drama CDs. Have you ever listened to the drama CDs for Fire Emblem Awakening?
Not at all.
Yeah, no. Apparently, there's some extra Lucina goodness in there, which actually explains one of Lucina's accessories in the in Fire Emblem Fates. Because Lucina has two accessories she can give you. She can either give you have the amiibo give you accessories to customize Corrin with. So
All right.
yeah, Lucina can give you her mask, or she can give you a bear hat that stinks.
That's interesting.
And at first, I always thought about like, what the heck is this bear hat from? Apparently, it's from one of the drama CDs where Lucina is once again experimenting with fashion, and she puts on this bear hat that reeks.
That's
So
funny, actually.
yeah, and then also speaking of obscure Fire Emblem Fates things, because I can tell you like Fates. What's it? Fates was actually, of course, there at the beginning for Fire Emblem Cypher's release. And of course, in
Hmm.
Japan, copies of the game would come with cards inside of them.
Right.
And one of the around the time you can get cards of the amiibo characters that would appear in.
Oh wait, I know this. I know
Yeah,
this. You're right. Yes. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
yeah, and unfortunately, these these codes that came with these cards for you to get these characters, well, these characters that were actually less powerful versions of their amiibo units. And they also came with less powerful weapons. Oh no, they actually didn't come with their weapons at all. And yeah, that's my little Fire Emblem Cipher factoid.
Okay, wait. This I have another related piece of trivia. Is that I'm pretty sure you can scan in into Fates, Minerva from Fire Emblem One, and her class is not Sky Knight like all flying units are in Fate, but it is Pegasus Knight. So she's the only
Interesting.
Pegasus Knight you can get in Fates. That's it. I'm pretty sure it's identical to Sky Knight in every other way. It's named differently. So
Oh, it just has a different name. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was like looking up on the wiki. I was like Pegasus Knights brackets Fates. I was like, huh? That doesn't seem right.
Well, then here's another little bit of trivia for you. Fire Emblem Cipher has a handful of original characters, which again appear in Fire Emblem Echoes in
Okay.
DLC. But the the original characters, the first three of them that were introduced in Cipher, Emma, Shade, and Yuzu, are apparently characters who hail from Norin Hoshido.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Emma is a Pegasus Knight in training uh, in the Hoshidan military, and Yuzu, her classmate, is a samurai. And I assume this has to be after the events of Fates, because it says the lore in the from the Fire Emblem Cipher website states that Shade is explicitly their teacher, and
Right.
yeah, Shade is a Norian mage, and and according to the official, like there used to be these little things called Cipher Frontier, which acted as little like in character skits that would also
Mhm.
relay news about the card game, um, which regales the story of how Shade and Emma met, and it pretty much goes something along the lines of Shade invites Emma to her basement. In which she locks Emma in with her in order to force her to learn the Fire Emblem Cipher trading card game.
That's so funny.
And so I
That's the
thought,
classic way to get your friend into a TCG is just lock them in the basement till they get out. Yeah. You gotta learn the
yeah,
game to get out.
no, that's great. Yeah, and user happens to be like, "What's this? Let me join in too." And so I thought those antics reminded me of your comics.
That's funny. That's actually really funny. You'll need to link that to me. That sounds very, very funny.
Like the Cipher Frontier web pages were always all in Japanese. There, or actually, you know what? I think one user from the Fire Emblem Discord, I still remember your name, so shout out to Book of Holseti, used to translate all of these. I believe they're on Tumblr.
That's
Uh,
cool. That's nice of
yeah,
him.
which I believe their page might still be up with their translation. So, if you want to go to, or I can probably fish it out and send it to you. Book of Holseti on
Yeah,
Tumblr.
that'd be great. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah. And of course, over time, we got more characters introduced, such as which like Fire Emblem Cipher had lore, which is kind of talked about very lightly in the area conversations with these units. But
Mhm.
Randall is a I believe it's Knight. That's the cavalry unit. Yeah, from Alib. Alice and her butler Valjean are what's the FE4 place called? Yeah, Yggdrali nobles, or at least Alice is the noble.
I see. Interesting. Interesting.
And then
Uh,
one of the last original characters we got for Cipher was a is a character named Poe. And while her first Cipher card art depicts her as a student at Garrigmach Monastery, we don't know if she's actually like from Fodland.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
and so and they all fight against a an opponent from another dimension called the Boundless Void,
Hmm.
named I believe it's like Neum. I believe she had two different names because it was translated differently. But yeah. Well, it's okay, Exalt, because Emma and Yuzu have been represented as classes from Awakening, with Emma being still a Pegasus Knight. But I believe Yuzu was depicted as a Swordmaster.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
which would have been cool because we love I can't believe her name's escaped me. Our other Swordmaster unit from Valm. I'm drawing a blank. I feel so sorry. Seiri! We love Seiri.
Yes, I was gonna say wait, because I just realized Yuzu. I've heard that name before. It was in Anna's Roundtable. I was invited to do one of the winner
Yes!
artist arts, and the characters to choose from. One of them was Anna. One of them was Yuzu. And then there are a couple other ones I forgot. But like I remember like looking at Yuzu, I was like, who is this character? And I looked her up, and that's how I found out. I just remembered. Yeah, that's how that worked.
I'll definitely have to send you the April Fool's cards for Cypher too, because those are also very silly.
For
And I
sure.
think you like the humor of them, so yeah. Anyways, I believe that reaches the end of our time. Baka,
Yep.
thank you for being so patient with our technical difficulties at the start of the show. Um, where can our lovely people find you at?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. You can find me on Twitter at the Bakaretsu, or on YouTube at the Bakaretsu, or on I'm also on Tumblr and Instagram, Blue Sky as well. But you can find those links on my Twitter profile as well. But thank you so much for having me. I mean, we just really spoke for 2 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, it always flies time, but I always try to respect my guests' time. And we can also find you at twitch.tv/ is it the Bakaretsu?
Or just Bakaretsu. I think the handle was free, so I snatched it up. But yeah, twitch.tv/Bakaretsu. I stream. So yeah, come check me out.
No problem. Thank you guys for joining us. And as always, you can also find Bakaretsu's links in our Royal Directory channel in the Discord, being discord.gg/Lucina. We are also on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Lucina Fan Club. And thank you very much, guys. And until next time, I'll see you.
Bye bye.
Bye.